Hi, I'm Holly. I'm a patient care tech at Unity Hospital. I just got done with my overnight shift and they floated me to a COVID floor. Usually I work on a surgical floor, but if it's short-staffed throughout the hospital, they'll float us based on staffing. Anyways, on a COVID floor, when you enter a room, you have to have an N95 mask, a normal mask that will go over the N95 because it will extend the life of an N95 mask. You would put on a gown, gloves, and some form of eye protection. So that can be a face shield. They have provided us with different ones, so you can either have a big bulky one or you can have more of one that gives you a little more room to work with when you move your head and stuff. Or you can wear like safety goggles or glasses of some sort. So on my unit, I had 22 patients. Well, me and another tech. So I had 11. Some of my patients were on high flow oxygen, some were independent, doing whatever they wanted. Just had to stay in their room. But also on the unit I was on, some of the rooms were double rooms. So some of them that weren't showing symptoms of COVID were in the same room with someone that had COVID. Obviously people are tested before they leave the hospital and where they're going, and they have to be tested several times before they can leave to go to a facility that they were once at. But no one was leaving on my shift, everyone was staying. So my unit was nothing like an ICU where some people would be intubated. Mine was kind of like an overflow floor. But it wasn't too bad. The numbers are increasing though. Actually, the unit next door only had one COVID patient when I started at 11. They then gained 9 more COVID patients, with also having normal patients that weren't diagnosed with COVID. And I read an email today actually that said that on December 3rd, there was 225 hospitalized COVID patients in the Rochester Regional Health overall. But I mean, in my hospital alone, I counted and there's over 100. I think it was like 110, and several people that were still being like tested and like the labs were pending. I have floated down to the ICU, and you know, some people it's pretty bad. They have them in prone's position. They're intubated, you know, but the unit I was on today wasn't too bad. You know, people were able to talk to me. If they had an issue, they would ring their bell. I get gowned up, go in, and see what's going on. I won't lie. The only difficulty now is that if someone is getting out of bed and their bed alarm goes off and they are a COVID room, I have to somehow get gowned up and rush in there and shut the door to make sure I don't, you know, spread the germs and prevent this patient from falling. But it's very hard. Like, do I risk myself and just run in? You know, do I keep my N95 on 24/7 and, you know, not switch out my masks when I'm in the hall just to be ready and prepared? I won't lie, it's very, like, hard to breathe in them, and they make you sweaty, to be honest. So throughout my night, there was a couple people on that my coworker had, the other tech had, that kept kind of wiggling in their bed or like getting up kind of, and the alarm would go off. And so that was just a little difficult to like figure out, do I run in, make sure they don't fall? At least most of the people were just like a supervision, so we just wanted to make sure if they walked to the bathroom it was safe for them. Like, they figure out, do I run in, make sure they don't fall? At least most of the people were just like a supervision, so we just wanted to make sure if they walked to the bathroom it was safe for them, like their supervision, because they have oxygen on and they don't want them to trip on the oxygen tubing. So that wasn't too bad. But also with COVID patients, like a lot of them, for me at least, were older. Like even some of them were like nonverbal and very like stiff, and I felt so bad. Like, you know, they're incontinent, they can't tell me they are, so I have to go in more often, check on them, and make sure everyone's like getting better, you know. But overall, it wasn't too bad, but the numbers are increasing. So wash your hands, wear your masks, and social distance.